Hello Alycats and new viewers. So today I'm bringing you the first part of my April 2014 favorites, and yes, it looks like every month is going to be split up into two different favorite parts, but this month I've been kind of depressed. I know it's only been like a week into April, but you know, I've been pretty depressed, so when I get depressed I start playing games and watching movies and reading books and listening to a lot of music, so it's already jam-packed with favorites. So I'm just going to get started. But let's start with the movies first. And the first movie I have to show off, I've mentioned this before, but this is my second favorite movie of all time, and it's Silver Linings Playbook. And I watch this movie whenever I'm feeling down or depressed because this movie really shows you how people with mental illness think, and it just does a wonderful job. It doesn't dumb it down, it doesn't, sugarcoat it. It shows the whole spectrum of emotions that people with mental illness deal with, and it's funny, it's dramatic, it's sad, it's got everything. And yeah, it's not right for some people because some people aren't going to appreciate, how deep it is, or they're not going to like how there's a bunch of people talking all at once at the same time a lot of the times. But if you like serious comedy kind of movies, definitely watch Silver Linings Playbook. David O. Russell did an amazing job directing this, and Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Jackie Weaver, Chris Tucker are all phenomenal in this, and Jennifer Lawrence totally deserved her Oscar win for this. So if you haven't seen it, go see it because it's my second favorite movie of all time, and it's just so great. The next movie I really enjoyed, which some people actually hated this movie, which I don't see why they hated it, but it's Frozen. And yeah, Frozen's not like it's not like the old school Disney movies. It's more in line with like Tangled or Brave, but it's still a really good movie, and it's about two sisters, Anna and Elsa, and the royalty. And I won't say what happens, but Elsa becomes queen, and then something happens to Anna, and Elsa, has powers, so it's just a big journey. Anna has to find herself, Elsa has to discover who she really is, and be proud of who she is, and I totally bought Like a Baby when Let It Go played, because, that's a really emotional song for me. But it's a really good Disney movie, and if you don't like the newer Disney movies, you might not like this, but just go into it with an open heart and open mind. Don't pay attention to all the people that are like, oh, it's the greatest movie ever, and don't pay attention to the people that say, oh, it sucks. Make your own opinion about it. But Frozen, in my opinion, is just a phenomenal movie. It deserved its Oscar win also. And the other two movies I don't have with me because I rented them, but the first one out of the rented movies is Akira, or Akira, as they say it in the movie. But this is a very classic anime film, and it's kind of weird and kind of hard to understand at times. So you have to pay attention to the whole thing, but it's so good. I love how gory and brutal it is, and I'm sure most of you have already watched it. I'm just very late on the bandwagon, but I loved it, and if you haven't watched it, check it out. And if you haven't watched Ghost in the Shell, they're not really related, but they're in a similar vein, so check those both out. And the last movie, which I loved, was 12 Years a Slave, and this won for Best Picture at the Oscars this year. And 12 Years a Slave is about a true story. It's about a man named Solomon Northup. He is a free black man in the slave era, but one day he's having drinks with these men, they kidnap him, and they sell him into slavery, and for 12 years he's a slave. And it can be brutal to watch sometimes, so if you're squeamish or you get emotionally upset very easily, don't watch this movie. It is very tough, it's very brutal, but it's a very important film, and it's just so well done. All the actors did an amazing job. Chiwetel Ejiofor, Lupita Nyong'o, Michael Fassbender, Benedict Cumberbatch, Brad Pitt with his small role in the film. They all did an amazing job. It is a lengthy movie, but it's definitely an important movie to watch. Next up in the monthly favorites, I'm going to move on to the book section because there's only one book, but that is actually the Capcom 30th Anniversary Character Encyclopedia, and this is really awesome to have. It's just a beautiful book, and it's got characters from Mega Man, Resident Evil, Phoenix Wright, Street Fighter, just some Dino Crisis, Beautiful Joe. There's so many different characters in this, and it just gives you a short bio on each page of, the different characters. It tells you what games they're in, what inspired the creation of these characters, and definitely, if you're a video game fan or if you love Capcom games, definitely pick it up. It's really worth it. It's beautiful. It's an awesome coffee table book or whatever. So yeah, I loved it, and I had a lot of fun looking through it and reading about all these different amazing iconic characters. Go on the floor. Next, we're moving on to the games. Yay! The first up is a Nintendo DS game, and that's Elite Beat Agents, which I need to print off a cover from the cover project. But Elite Beat Agents is actually like a spin-off of this Japanese game that I cannot pronounce, so I'm sorry. If you know what it is, put it in the comments down below because I cannot pronounce it. But this is a very, very weird rhythm game, but it's so addictive. And, I mean, it's weird. It's weird, but I like it. And basically, what you're doing is you're part of the Elite Beat Agency, and you're an agent, and you have to go around and help people. They have cries for help. It could be a boy who lost his dog, or this girl who wants to go steady with this guy, but she has to babysit these kids, and you have to help them. And to help them, you have to play through a song and hit the notes in the correct order. And if you don't hit them in the correct order, or if you're too slow or too fast, then you'll fail the song and you have to redo it. And it's got a very, very cool art style. It's kind of like comic book style, and it's just very, very weird. But I have to recommend it. It's super cheap now. I got this for $5, I think. And it's just so unique. So if you have a DS or 3DS and you haven't played Elite Beat Agents and you like rhythm games, pick it up. Your mind will be blown by how weird it is, but it'll also be blown by how addictive this game is. Next up, the Ratchet & Clank Collection, which I've only played the first one. This was sent to me by my friend, who I'm not going to say his name because I'm just going to throw him off with a surprise that way. But he sent it to me because I've never played these games, and I really enjoyed the first one. It's really cute, it's really fun. It's kind of like the Lego games where you're collecting the bolts to get better equipment and all that. And I need to play the other two, but I've got so many other games I have to play. But it's very charming. I really enjoy it. It looks great with the HD treatment. So thank you. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name. And the final game this month that I really, really loved, which I'm just holding the actual game, but it was the Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 2, which was a DLC expansion to Bioshock Infinite. And you play as Elizabeth in this expansion. It's just such a great story. It's way better than Part 1. And, I mean, at the end of the DLC, you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, what? Because it ties up some loose ends from the previous games. And if you liked Bioshock Infinite's original ending, I wouldn't play the DLC because it does kind of change it a little bit. But it's a very, very worthwhile purchase if you're a huge Bioshock fan, or if you want to see more of Infinite's world. And you do get to go to Raptr in Columbia for a little bit. It's just a great DLC expansion. I loved it. I highly recommend buying it because this is actually Irrational Games' last piece of work. So yeah, download it, enjoy it, love it. Let me know what you think about it. Now for my favorite TV shows of last March to early April, I've really enjoyed watching Whose Line Is It Anyway, the new rebooted version. And I know it's not as funny as the original version, but it's still pretty funny. I had never watched it before, you know, these last few weeks, but it's basically one of the only things that's made me laugh. And the performers are great. I love how they just have to improv everything, and how, you know, they'll get these props and they have to do jokes and they're set with a time limit. And I love how there's a celebrity guest on every episode, like Darren Criss. He did an amazing job. I love Darren Criss. Super mega foxy, awesome hot. There we go. See? Darren Criss fan. But anyway, getting back to the show, I just love it. It's funny. I can't wait to watch more episodes. Yeah, and if you haven't watched it, give at least one episode a shot. You might like it. And the other TV show I've been enjoying this month is Firefly, which I know this came out in 2002, but I'm just now getting around to it. But it's pretty good. It's not the best show in the world, but it's not terrible, and it's actually really, really good. It's better than a lot of shows I've seen. It's just not one of the best like some people hail it as, but I like it. I like the story of Malcolm Reynolds and Serenity and all that. I haven't watched the whole season. I've watched several episodes though. I like it, and it's very interesting. I'm a huge fan of Summer Glau, and I love seeing Mark Sheppard in the pilot episode. Mark Sheppard plays Crowley in Supernatural, if you didn't know that. I like Morena Baccarin, she is in Homeland, and Nathan Fillion does a pretty good job in Firefly. And it's just such a good story. It's kind of confusing, but you know, it's a good story. I can't wait to finish the season, and I can't wait to watch Serenity after this because I've heard that movie is amazing. And I love how in the show, instead of cursing, they'll just say, "Oh, we're humped," or "You purple belly," you know, stuff like that. And they have their own made-up language, and it's just really interesting. And Joss Whedon did a great job. So yeah, definitely check out Firefly if you're like me and you haven't watched it because you've been hiding under a rock. Definitely check out Firefly. You'll love it, especially if you're into sci-fi and stuff like that. Okay, now moving on to the YouTubers I've loved these last few weeks of March, beginning of April. First off, I gotta give a shout out to Gak, or as he's known on YouTube, Grant Gets Games. Now he's one of my friends. He was on Game Control Live before it sadly died. But he's on YouTube now, yay! And I love to see Gak's face every week. And when he first started, he was doing interviews and video game news, but now he started doing these things called live fire editions on his YouTube channel, which is where he'll play a very challenging game every week besides Pride and Prejudice. That was a good episode, by the way. But he'll get like a shot glass and fill it with wasabi and jalapeno peppers or habanero peppers, hot sauce, horseradish, stuff like that. And every time he dies, he drinks this concoction of deadly proportions. And I'm convinced you're either a robot or a hollow, or maybe you're a walker and you just don't know it yet, Gak. You better think about that. And if Dave is watching this, please tell me. If he's a hollow Dave, tell me. But I'm kind of worried you're going to randomly combust one day, Gak. But it's super fun, super entertaining to watch. He's putting himself through a lot of pain, so please go check out his videos and subscribe and tell him I sent you and that you love his face, even if it is a hollow face or a robot face or a walker face or whatever he is. Go check out Gak, and you'll find his channel link in the description box down below underneath the playlist, like always. And next up, I have to give a shout out to a very, very, very good Alycat of mine, and he has his own channel. He's such a sweetheart, but his YouTube name is UCG91, and he's just such a sweetheart. And he does these unboxing videos, and they're really, really interesting. They're very short and sweet and to the point, and he puts really, really, really good music in the background when he's doing these unboxings. And he's so loyal. He's such a sweetheart. I want to give you a hug. Really, I really do. Thank you for supporting me, and I'm going to support you as much as I can. So go check out his channel. Give him some love. Tell him I sent you. I'm sure you'll fall in love with this channel because I did. Next up, another channel I've loved, and I'm sure most of you already are subscribed to this channel, or you know who she is at least. But that is Jessica Negri's channel, and Jessica Negri is one of the most famous cosplayers ever, basically, and she has her YouTube channel, and she does Mail Monday videos, and they're just so hilarious. I love to see what she gets in the mail. I love to see her reactions. She's just so unfiltered and off the wall and bubbly, and you know, you want to be friends with that kind of person, and she's just hilarious. I've sent her a few things, and she's such a sweetheart. She really is. So if you haven't subscribed to Jessica Negri for some reason, do it. You'll be entertained. Trust me. And she's gorgeous too, so Jessica Negri. And another channel I just have to give props to is Gundam Russ. He's such a awesome, sweet guy. And he does a lot of PlayStation collecting. And he does like collection videos, pickups, stuff like that. And you know, he's just super awesome. I love your accent. And I love your videos, and they're just so entertaining, and they're pretty short. They're not like mine where I ramble on and on. So definitely check out his channel because it's freaking sweet. It really is. And the last YouTube channel I have to give props to for right now is Sea Stove. I hope I said your name right, but I should because that's pretty basic. But Sea Stove has been an Alycat for a while now, and he's really awesome, and he does like pickup videos and collections and all this awesome stuff, and he's got so many cool games. I'm jealous, dude. your girlfriend is a lucky girl because you have a lot of awesome games. But just watch his channel and give him some support because, I mean, he's got a great collection and he does really, really, really well done videos. And I just thank you for your support. I love to see your comments on my videos. I love to watch your new videos when you post them. So I'm spreading the love to you. And hopefully my Alycats will migrate to your channel. So please check out all of the aforementioned YouTubers in the description box down below. And now we're moving on to the final part of my monthly favorites video, which is actually my favorite part to do, but no one actually pays attention to this. But it's the playlist, and these are like 10 songs per half of the month. What would you call that? Per bi-monthly? Or I don't know. I'm stupid. But, you know, I make like 10 songs per monthly favorite video. So that's like 20 songs a month. And they're the songs I've been listening to on repeat. They've helped me through some tough times, or, you know, they cheer me up, or, you know, they just make me want to dance and sing along. And I make these playlists, and I love them to death, and I don't think anyone listens to them, but you know what? I love to do it. It's one of my biggest passions, actually, is to make musical playlists. I've loved doing it for years now. I love to make people mix CDs, so it's a huge passion of mine. So if you want to check out my musical tastes and see how weird they are, check out the playlist down below. There's going to be 10 songs. Seriously, I have to have 10 every month. I'm OCD, okay? But yeah, they're going to be down in the description box down below. So thank you for watching this first half of the monthly favorites of April. Let me know what your favorites were during the last weeks of March and the first weeks of April. And of course, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because Alycats are awesome people. We have fun. I'm weird. I know it. But, you know, embrace it. Embrace the weirdness. And like I said, comment. Or if you want to make a video response, link it to me. I'll watch it and comment on it and like it. And please share the video if you want to share it, as long as you do it nicely. And favorites to your friends and family and tell weirdos on the internet can see. And I'm going to go. I love each and every one of you so, so much, though. Remember that. And thank you so much for your support through all these hard times. Thank you so much for everyone that has just sent me love, given me words of encouragement. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Virtual hugs and kisses to all of you. I know that was not enough kisses, but, you know, my mouth's going to get tired after a while. That's what she said. Anyway, I'm going to go now.